Do you believe this? Just by doing one thing within the first hour after waking up, you can make a huge difference to male sexual health after 60. In fact, many men after middle age start to feel their bodies aren't as strong as they used to be. They often think it's just a natural part of aging, but based on clinical observation and modern research, the real cause isn't aging, it's blood circulation, especially the tiny blood vessels that lead to the genitals. A major study from Harvard University pointed out that over 70% of erectile dysfunction cases are not due to low testosterone, but rather insufficient blood flow to the corpora cavernosa of the penis. And what's more surprising, this blockage often begins with small morning habits, things most men pay no attention to. I'm Dr. Samuel Grant, a specialist in men's health after 60. After more than 2 decades, working with thousands of patients at geriatric and urology clinics, I've come to one clear conclusion. The moment you wake up and how you start your body is what determines whether you can preserve your natural vitality or not. So in today's video, I'll show you a very simple routine, just under 3 minutes every morning, that helps boost blood circulation, support hormonal function, and reignite your natural physiological reflexes. No medication, no expensive therapy. And if you stay until the end, I'll share with you a little known trick to enhance your performance, one that has helped many men regain their confidence after just 7 days of habit change. But first, I'd love to get to know you, the one who's joining me on this journey. Where are you watching this video from? Leave a comment below. I'd be delighted to hear where you're tuning in from. And if you truly care about sexual health, marital well-being, and your quality of life after 60, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss out on any useful tips from me in future videos. And to begin, let's revisit one of the biggest misconceptions about sexual decline. In older men, something that many still believe is just part of getting old. Part 1's it's not your age. It's the blood vessels silently weakening your vitality. Many men over 60 come to see me with a tired look in their eyes, often saying, maybe it's just my age. I guess it's time to let that part of life go. And I understand that feeling, but in that very moment, I always gently remind them of one essential truth: your body isn't broken. It's just waiting to be reactivated the right way. The truth is, sexual decline isn't an unavoidable part of aging. Erections can still happen normally if your circulatory system is still flexible and healthy. What most people don't realize is that tiny microvessels, especially in the pelvic area, play a decisive role in male reflexes over time. These vessels can narrow, lose elasticity, and fail to dilate properly, cutting off blood supply to the penis, even if testosterone is still present. This phenomenon is called endothelial dysfunction. It's the hidden root of why your body wants to respond, but can no longer deliver, causing a disappointing gap in moments of intimacy. Think of it this way: the male organ works like a sponge. To become firm, it needs to be filled with blood. But if the blood volume is insufficient or the pressure is too weak, the sponge remains limp. No matter how much desire or emotion you may feel, the good news is, this process can be reversed if you give the body the right cues. When you hydrate properly, get gentle movement going, and send biological signals at the right moment, your body begins to reopen the blocked channels. Nitric oxide, a crucial molecule that dilates blood vessels, is reactivated, restoring circulation to areas that have been undersupplied. I've seen many patients who believed they had completely lost their edge, but after just a few days of changing their morning rhythm, their bodies started sending positive signals again, without medication, without external support. And to begin this healing process, the first thing you need to do is stop blaming your age and start changing the small things that seem insignificant. Dear viewer, if you're still watching this far, I'm truly glad you care about your health. Please leave the number 1 in the comments below, so I know you're still here with me. Part 2: common morning mistakes and the surprising consequences on male sexual health. There's something most men don't pay attention to. The very first actions you take after waking up have a huge impact on your sexual health. I was once in that same situation, waking up, checking my phone right away, skipping breakfast, then starting the day feeling drained without knowing why. It wasn't until I started observing hundreds of elderly patients that I realized the core issue. Morning is not a meaningless window of time. On the contrary, it's a critical biological moment that determines your ability to restore hormones, Circulation and vitality. Imagine a typical morning. You wake up groggy, scroll through your phone. Don't drink water, don't move. Then you rush out the door on an empty stomach. Or worse, you down a strong cup of coffee. It seems normal, but deep inside your blood is thicker. Because your body lost water overnight. Your blood vessels constrict, reducing blood flow to the genital area. Nitric oxide, the molecule that helps dilate vessels, hasn't been activated. And your physiological cells don't have the fuel. They need to start up in medicine. We call this the early physiological activation phase, a phase that if missed will cause your hormones, energy and emotional connection to gradually drop throughout the day. I remember a 68-year-old patient once shared that he hadn't had any physiological reflexes for more than 3 years, but just by drinking enough water, moving for 3 minutes and eating the right breakfast. After 2 weeks, he began to wake up feeling like a man again. In his own words, so if you want to improve your vitality, don't search for complicated solutions before you adjust your morning habits. It's the small things you repeat every day that are reprogramming your entire physiological system. And if you're wondering, what exactly should I do? And where do I start each morning to reignite that natural reflex in the next part? I'll guide you through a highly practical 3-step routine, simple yet effective, that has helped hundreds of men who had lost hope to recover their sexual functions safely and clearly. Part 3. 3 simple morning steps to reignite natural vitality in men over 60. When I first introduced this natural recovery method to my older patients, many looked at me with doubt. Really, doctor, that's all I need to do? No pills, no machines? I completely understand their skepticism, because for years they had been conditioned to think that sexual health could only be improved with powerful drugs or medical interventions. But what I always emphasize is this: your body doesn't need to be forced into action. It just needs to be awakened the right way at the right time, and the most sensitive, most responsive moment is right after you wake up in the morning. Here are 3 small actions that form the foundation of restoring blood, circulation and hormone balance. Something I regularly guide my patients to do. Step 1. Start your day with 2 glasses of plain water. No sugar, no flavoring, no ice, just pure room temperature water. After a long night's sleep, the body is mildly dehydrated, and the blood becomes thicker and slower to circulate. Drinking water first thing in the morning activates circulation, thins the blood and supports the production of nitric oxide, a crucial molecule for dilating blood vessels and improving blood flow to the pelvic region. Step 2. Do light movement for 2-3 minutes. You don't need to do heavy workouts or run. Just a few simple moves like joint rotation, stretching, deep breathing, or walking around the house. These gentle movements awaken the sympathetic nervous system and help blood flow toward key areas of the body, including the pelvic floor muscles and the microvessels nourishing the genitals. Step 3. Eat a breakfast that supports circulation and hormone balance. Instead of refined carb, sugar, or saturated fat, go for antioxidant-rich and healthy fat foods like boiled eggs, berries like blueberries and wild strawberries, unsweetened Greek yogurts, a few nutritious seeds like pumpkin seeds or walnuts. These foods not only nourish your blood vessels, but also support natural testosterone production, reduce vascular inflammation, and increase nerve sensitivity in the genital area. I've seen many patients return after just 5-7 days of doing these 3 steps, and their eyes told a completely different story. They slept deeper, thought more clearly, and most importantly, felt like they were slowly regaining their strength. And when those simple actions become daily habits, your body doesn't just recover, it starts to reprogram itself into a more stable biological state, where blood flow, hormones, and emotion work together in harmony. But if you want to go even deeper in this process, if you want your body to receive even stronger signals each morning, there's one natural, supporting ingredient that's worth adding to your daily habit. That's what I'll reveal in the next part. If you're still watching the video at this point, thank you for staying with me this far. I truly appreciate it. Please comment the number 3 below so I know you're still here with me. Part 4. After just 1 week, the body begins to send clear signs of life. I still remember the moment Mr. Richard, 66 years old, a former high school principal, came to see me with empty eyes and a heavy silence. After a few minutes of conversation, he sighed and said, "I thought I did everything right in life, except for holding on to my manhood." That wasn't the first time I heard words like that. And even though he didn't say much more, I understood that what hurt him wasn't just the physical part, but the feeling of losing a piece of his identity, the thing that once made him feel like himself. I gave him a very simple morning plan, just the same 3 basic steps I had shared with many other patients. Before I said no need for big changes. Just 7 days, do it consistently, and then we'll look again. A week passed and my inbox appeared a short message. I woke up this morning and felt like I'm coming back. You won't truly feel the weight of that sentence unless you've lived through months or even years in silence and disappointment. Because for a man, morning erection is not just a physical reaction. It is a sign of life, proof that blood is still flowing in the right direction. Hormones are still working, and the body still has the ability to connect. After many years walking with patients, I've noticed one thing in common. Improvement doesn't come like a miracle, but starts from silent yet distinct changes. The fatigue in the afternoon starts to lessen. Sleep becomes deeper with fewer awakenings. And most importantly, confidence returns gently but powerfully. You don't need to rely on medication or invasive methods. Just by adjusting the biological signals you send each morning, your body will know how to realign, boosting nitric oxide production, improving blood circulation, reducing pressure on the endocrine system, and gradually restoring natural sexual function. However, to go further and maintain these gains sustainably, you must understand one core thing. This is not a temporary trick, it is a language, a signal you are consistently sending to your whole body. We'll talk more about that in the next part. Part 5, this is not a temporary trick. It's how you reawaken your vitality for good. I completely understand the urgency many men feel when their body doesn't seem the same. When performance declines and energy fluctuates, it's easy to get pulled into advertisements for enhancement pills or quick fix therapies. But after over 20 years working with men over 60, I've learned one thing: true recovery doesn't come from rushing, but from repeating the right signals every day at the right time. Every time you drink enough water right after waking up, every time you move your body gently to warm it up, every time you choose a breakfast that nourishes hormones. Instead of just filling up, you're sending a very clear message to your body. I'm still here, I'm taking care of myself, and I want to live with my full strength. Your body doesn't weaken because of age. It's just been silent after a long time, without receiving the right signals. But once you consistently give it the proper biological cues, each morning your circulation, nervous system, and hormones will naturally adjust to restore their original function. You'll notice changes that aren't loud, but absolutely real: a clearer, more alert mind throughout the day, deeper, uninterrupted sleep, and confidence returning not from how you look, but from the inner feeling of I'm in control of my body. More importantly, when you change your lifestyle in the right direction, not only does your sexual health improve, but your entire quality of life, your relationships, and even your emotions shift significantly. So if you've started applying what I shared and have seen even the smallest improvement, congratulations. That means your body is listening and beginning to respond again. You don't need to do everything perfectly. Just stay consistent every morning. The right choices will gradually accumulate and awaken your entire sexual system from its roots. And we've now clearly seen the core truths. That decline doesn't come from getting older, but from biological flow being blocked. That the solution doesn't lie in medications, but in how you communicate with your body, through small, consistent daily actions. With just 2 glasses of water, 3 minutes of movement, and a smart breakfast, you're not only supporting testosterone or nitric oxide, but rebuilding your sexual foundation naturally, safely, and sustainably. And the last thing I want you to remember is this: your body has never abandoned you. It's just waiting for you to send a clear signal so it can start recovering.